Success is not the absence of failure, it's persistence through failure. Aisha Tyler. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. We see stocks and bonds are down, gold and Bitcoin are up. Let's first look at the S&P 500. We start with that pretty much every day. What do we see going on there? Well, we see this higher than average volume last week with a green spinning top. And of course, this week we see lots of surging up and down. Pretty much a doji here, sitting right there, well, where we pegged it earlier in the week, pushing, right on that weekly trend line. You can see it violated here on the 2-day chart. And again, that is the first day of the 2-day candle. It'll wrap up on Friday afternoon. Volume's about, a little less than half of what it was before. But we'll see if we get up to that average spot. And you can see 1, 2, 3 days of down movement. Really, Wednesday was more of a sideways slide. And then, of course, dropping down the 0.17%. Most of that movement occurred in the morning, fell up a little bit in the afternoon. But we are ending this week with a doji, which may spell the end of this move. Now we'll want to see that followed up as the week starts off with confirmation. We'll also want to see this volume get up there tomorrow. We'll see just how things go. But if you look at the volume now and compare it to some of these prior candles, you can see that even these big green up candles, you expect volume to be high when what is high? Well, when sales are high, when price is high, when people are buying with green candles. And look at what we see happening last week and this week. Small candles, almost no candle here on the doji for the week, but lots of volume telling you that someone is selling, someone is buying, but the price isn't moving much. And what is that letting you know? Well, really, there's between the averages of the closes. What's that telling you? Well, that maybe the insiders are selling out to the suckers and are going to drive the market down. So we'll see if that is later confirmed. On the Qs, we just see this long slideways side. We're pushing through on the 2-day chart. We can see starting to push through that weekly trend line, as is the half day in the morning, pulling up a little bit in the afternoon, but again, down for the day. So we'll keep an eye on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 to see if they are both topping, and maybe we'll get some strong down movement next week. But again, with the NASDAQ, we can see that even though it's slow, it does seem to be incrementally going up nonetheless. But let's see how things continue to move through time. What do we see going on with bonds? Well, we have a down spinning top. We had an up one last week. And of course, the prior week, beginning the 17th of April, we had a big, not a big down week, but a down week. So we're waiting to see if that's going to be reconfirmed. The biggest downer for the day was 20-year U.S. government bonds, down 0.99%. We can see that 2-day, though, is sitting right there on it. Half day, we can see, again, a lot more flux in the morning, and then about the same down, not quite as much down in the afternoon. What about gold? Gold up 0.70%. And look at that, the little engine that just could. Had those two dojis over those 2-week periods, average volume, a little bit higher already with this up move in gold. So gold had popped up, slid sideways for 2 weeks, and is continuing to try and move up. What about Bitcoin? I have to zoom in a little here to even try to see what's going on. Doji. Lots of indecision. We had the latest big week was back on April the 10th, starting then. April the 17th, April the 24th, and of course this week starting May the 1st. All dojis sort of sideways slides with a little bit of down pressure. Did rebound a little bit for the day, up 2.12%. But again, we look at the 2-day, we look at the half day, we just don't see anything taking off, particularly when compared to that weekly. That is where we are, folks, as we end the markets on Thursday. Going to Friday, as I said, I'm traveling out of the country. Thank you for your patience with me this week. I will be back, God willing, over the weekend, and we'll get back to normal on Monday. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Appreciate all the Patreon members and support. Probably not going to be getting out this week, the things that we typically get out just because of our inability to get the broadcast out when it comes to charting cryptos and the three wave trades. But I appreciate your patience on that. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.